What's up, guys? It's your boy Kazaris back with another fun little deck profile, and when I say fun I mean new meta, because this deck is ridiculously fun, interactive, and good. So this is the new Triamids. They are the new rock support out of the, or new rock archetype, I guess, or no, support, because we've had pulse, right, out of the new box, alongside magnets. Everyone was hyped for magnets. These were kind of overlooked. But me being a TCG player, I've seen these before, I know what they can do. I knew these would be ridiculous. Because you can play on your opponent's turn, and stuff like that can never be overlooked. So this is the deck. Very cool playstyle. They have 3 different field spells and 3 different monsters. So let's get into the monsters first. So they all have the same secondary effect. During your opponent's turn, you can send a field spell card from your field zone to the graveyard to place another field spell from your deck to the field zone with a different name. And if you have 3 monsters on the field, you can do it 3 times. None of them are hard once per turn. Like if you have 3 master, you can use all 3 master, just once per copy. So that they all share that secondary effect, and then their first effect with master is you can send a Triamid card you can control to the graveyard, a face-up one, to target a set card on the field and destroy it. So including itself, you can send any of these 19 face-up Triamids to the grave and pop a set card. So this deck is very good against sub-terrors for that reason and another reason. I'll get into it in a second. Hunter, so his primary effect is while you control a field spell, you can normal summon a rock monster in addition to your regular normal summon. So it gives you another normal summon. It allows you to establish 2 Triamids on the board to then cycle through 2 field spells on your opponent's turn. Hunter, very crucial along with Master. Master's just the biggest, and he has a very good effect. And then Hunter allows you to establish 2 monsters. Max out on both of those. You want to open them. And then Dancer, fantastic card, however, not good to open. You want to search her with Cruiser later on down the line, past turn 1. And then her effect is you can return a Triamid card, so any of these 19 again, from your graveyard to the deck. And then all rock monsters gain 500 attack and defense. And it is permanent, even if she leaves the field. So if she sticks for more than 1 turn, then your master will be 2800 because it will have 2 boosts. So those are all the monsters there. Very, very good lineup. I think that's pretty standard. That will be correct for pure builds, and I think pure is the correct way to play it. And now onto the field spells. The new super rare one here, Triamid Cruiser. So when you normal summon a rock type monster while Cruiser is on the field, you gain 1,000 life, or sorry, you gain 500 life points. And then with Hunter, you'll be normal summoning twice, so you'll gain 1,000 total. And then if a Triamid monster is normal summoned, either player, so it's important for the mirror, you can draw a card and discard a card. So it allows you to thin your deck, lets you see these Tretches and Pulses ASAP, and then also Fields of Grave with field spells that you don't need to be used with Pulse, etc. A very good card, mandatory at 3 of, along with Master. It just searches. So these 10 are monsters. This is both a monster and a field spell. So these top 10 are monsters, and these bottom 6 and Cruiser are field spells. So you have 9 field spells and 10 monsters in theory. Very consistent deck. Next field spell, arguably the best one. Cruiser is just a searcher, so it's mandatory, but King Golem's effect is ridiculous. So while it's on the field, all rocks gain 500, and all Triamids become Armades. But only yours. So in the mirror, theirs don't become Armades, only yours. So King Golem is absolutely insane. It is how you will be winning the majority of your matchups, and besides outgrinding sometimes. But King Golem boosts them by 500. With the Dancer boost and King Golem, your Master is 28. If Dancer sticks for more than 1 turn, Master is 33, and it is just bigger than everything in the meta. So it's ridiculous. Except, I guess, Slash with... So it's even with Slash with Power of the Guardians, and Slash with Black Metal is bigger. So that's fair. But that's why we play Tie That Binds. Anyway, I'll get into that in a second. So that's King Golem. And then if King Golem is sent to the graveyard, you can special a Triamid from your hand. You can do some crazy plays with this. I will show you a 6 Sam replay in a second. Simply because I want to do live duels, but that replay was just absolutely insane. So I have to show you guys that. And then the last field spell here, definitely the worst one, but not by far. It's a little bit more niche, but it's definitely good to play at 3, simply because just to have A, fodder, and B, for its niche effect. So all rocks on the field gain 500 defense. So paired with Dancer, you can boost Dancer to like 2900 defense, which is pretty solid. And then also Triamid monsters on the field cannot be destroyed by card effects. That is very good for playing around Maximus, Ice, Treacherous, to name a few. What else? That's all I can think of at the moment. I'm probably missing one. But anyway, so against a card that you probably that you can assume safely is Tretch. Like if you normal summon, like if they don't have any monsters, you normal summon one, there's no response. You can probably safely assume it's Tretch and play the Fortress preemptively. Then that way, when you normal summon your second one with Hunter's effect, they will not be able to Tretch you because, well, they can, but they won't be destroyed because Fortress protects them. And then you can use Master's effect to send the Hunter to the graveyard and pop the Tretch. And that way, when you get rid of the Fortress, you only have one monster on the field and no threat of Treacherous. So you play through it successfully while also stacking your grave and not hindering your plays at all. So Fortress, not the best, but not the worst by far. I mean, it's the worst of the three, but not by far at all. And then, oh, right, it's grave effect. When it's sent from the field to the grave, you add a Triamid monster from your grave to your hand. So it's better late game. I usually end on Fortress, tend to, unless I'm going for the game next turn, then I end on King Golem. And you'll see what I mean by end with in a second. But I don't know, Fortress is better late game. You can recur resources that have died that could be sacked off a monster for Master. You can just add it back with Fortress. Pretty cool stuff. And then your 3 Pulse, the card we've had forever. Just got my 3rd Prismatic because I love this deck so much. Once per turn, banish 2 cards from your graveyard, any combination of rock, monsters, or field spells. So any of these 16 cards here, you can use with Pulse. So in theory, you can get 8 Pulse usages, which is ridiculous. It's just absolutely ridiculous. These have been historically used with magnets because magnets are rock, but now they're even more potent because now you have field spells that you use because you're actually using it in the archetype it was made for. So its primary effect, the one you will be using the most, is banish 2 rocks, target one other face-up card on the field, and destroy it. That includes your field spells, so you can do some cool stuff sometimes in the battle phase, depending. And then second effect, I've used this a couple times. It's definitely not something to be overlooked. Target a rock monster in the graveyard, special summon it in defense. So you'll be banishing 2 fields typically if you only have 1 monster, but that's okay. This allows for like attack blocking, and then you can do it in the end phase, special something back, and then use that monster's effect that you just summoned back to send a field spell to activate another one, potentially search with Cruiser, stuff like that. So really cool end phase tricks as well. And then its last effect, I've used it 1 time, just for fun. I think it'll come up in like stall matches or like really strangely grindy games, or you misplayed a few times but still need to play. So target up to 3 field spell cards in your graveyard, shuffle them into the deck, and draw a card. So recurs resources, but it also banishes 2 to activate it. So you have to have more. You have to have at least 5 cards in the grave to use its effect. But although it does say just target up to 3, so you could target 1, so you could have 3. Like if you're trying to draw for like a Treacherous or something, and you have very few cards left in the deck, you can just banish 2, return 1, and then hopefully not draw what you returned. Hopefully draw what you're looking for. So something like that. But typically you want to maximize its potential, so you want to be banishing 2, returning 3, drawing a card. So that's a deck. So it's a 19 card core, in my opinion. Some people might argue that that's not core, but like I want this build as pure as possible because they all play off each other, and therefore you want it to be as consistent as possible. So 19 card core, and just the 1 Treacherous because Treacherous is ridiculous. Then our skill is the Tie That Binds here. Some notably good skills are A, Tie That Binds, B, Balance, although I don't like it because the consistency of this deck is already so high. It's 93%, I think it is, to open a field spell, which is ridiculous. And then you have 10 other monsters, considering that field spell isn't Cruiser. But yeah, so ridiculous card. Ridiculous deck, I mean, ridiculously good consistency. And then Sealed Tombs as well is another option for Neos and Red Eye Slash decks and stuff like that. What am I doing? I'm looking for replays. Jeez, there we go. I'm just talking and being distracted. So let's get into this replay here. And I don't like Sealed Tombs that much though because it stops you from banishing with Pulse, so it stops your defense for the turn. But if you don't have Pulse, then it could be good. But I don't know. I prefer the Ties That Binds because you can hit some pretty important benchmarks with it. Like a 3k benchmark with Master once it's 28 and you have Dancer on the field, you can hit 3k and crash with Maximus and Blue Eyes and stuff. So this is a replay. So off the bat, okay. Like we're only going to be able to Hunter, activate Cruiser, and have 2 back row, and then if they kill Hunter, then we can use Pulse. But like overall, it's not. It'll come down to a top deck, right? but you will see how dumb this deck is. So we're playing against 6 hands, right? So I know I can't do a single thing to him, because even if I use Master's Effect, I'm only going to have 1 field spell in grave, and that is not enough to make use of Pulse. So I just let him do his stuff. He's going to summon off the dojo, make Shien. Now he has Anishi, Shien, and 2 back row, which are 2 dual wield, and I played through this. So he's going to activate Anishi effect, targeting my Hunter. And then King Golem's effect is when it's sent to grave, you can special summon a Triamid from your hand to the field. And normally that would be useless, however he's going to bounce it, so Chainlink 2. I'm going to use Hunter's effect to send it and activate Cruiser from deck. And then Hunter will return at the end of the chain, and then on a new chain, King Golem will activate, specialing Hunter back from my hand. So essentially all he did was allow me to use Hunter's effect again, because it's not a hard once per turn, it just says once per turn. And now since it left the field and I resummon it, it's like it's a brand new Hunter. I can use its effect again, send Cruiser, activate the King Golem from my deck again, and now I'm 19, and he's 19, so we're going to crash. But I'm also going to get a search with Cruiser. And also, King Golem makes me an Archimedes. So since he's battling, he can't respond with Shien. So Shien, oh sorry, no, right, that's not why, that's why I don't crash. Sorry. So I'm going to get Cruiser effect, and then I'm going to chain Pulse. And now Shien can't respond because it's in the damage step of my Archimedes. Or not damage step, it's in the battle of my Archimedes, so no effects can be activated on his side. Now I'm going to banish 2, target the Shien. He's going to protect by destroying Anishi instead, because that's technically not an effect that activates, it just happens instead. Kind of like banishing Neos Fusion. So now he's going to attack over with Shien. And now my turn is a go. So I'm going to normal summon Master. He's going to dual wield. Right? Dual wield, target the Triamid Pulse and the Master. That's smart, because now I have to set the Triamid Pulse and wait a turn, right? But now I'm going to activate Cruiser from my hand, and since I normal summoned, I should end my turn, right? Wrong. King Golem's going to special summon Master again, even though I negated with Cruiser, that is fine. He's going to dual wield yet again. I'm going to chain Triamid Pulse, because he already negated the Cruiser with Shien. Doesn't have a Fuma because he banished it for Anishi. It doesn't have a monster on the field to protect, so this Triamid Pulse is going through. I banish 2 fields, destroy his Shien, set to pass. He's gonna pass. I'm gonna draw Treacherous, which isn't ideal, but is not bad at all. I can't complain. Like, I'd prefer to have a field spell. That is absolutely fine. I'm gonna tie that binds, hit him for 19, and then he's going to scoop after he summons Anishi. And yeah, he just realizes he can't do anything because I have Treacherous, and then once I have Treacherous, I have Triamid Pulse activation. It's just absolutely bonkers. So that was the replay there. Abusing King Golem to play around dual wield. Very fun stuff. Let's get into an actual duel here. Excuse me. So what's ideal with this deck? 2 monsters, a field spell, and a trap. That is the absolute god hand that you can have with this deck. You can interact with your opponent 3 times on their turn. You can send you can filter 2 field spells through your deck and search with a Cruiser. Cruiser will always be your go-between, and you'll always be ending on either Fortress or King Golem to protect from destruction or to boost your monsters by 500. Because Cruiser doesn't do anything on their turn, but Fortress and King Golem do. So this is against the Magnets, and we were going to show why we are the superior rock deck. So this hand is absolutely ridiculous. So we are going to... a couple options here. So we can play King Golem, and then we can play Cruiser over top, and then that will trigger the King Golem since it was sent from the field to the grave. And that will allow us to special Hunter from our hand. But that I don't think that is very good. We can play Cruiser, and we can normal summon Hunter, gain 500, draw a card, discard a card, and then play King Golem over top and search. But I think what we're going to do is just... I don't need a draw and discard because I already have the Tretch. I'm not going to be greedy here. I'm not going to want to end up having to discard something that I want to keep. So I'm just going to play the King Golem over the Cruiser. I'm going to search with Cruiser. Something to note, it increases all rock monsters. So his will be increased, but that's a fine. That's fine. Ours will also increase. That's a net neutral. We're going to add Hunter or Master. Sorry, for my deck to our hand. There was a delay, so it's not Treacherous. Could be Cyclone, maybe no, it can't be Econ. Going to null summon again. Now we are going to so either way, I'm going to ties up bind so I get the maximum boost. I'm debating using Master to send Hunter to destroy the back row. But we have Archimedes, so I'm not afraid of it anyway. And since it's chainable, like if I use Master, he's going to chain it. If I go into battle phase, he's going to chain it. Oh right, that's the delay was Gamma's effect, so that could be something else. So that was a potential misplay. That's fine. He's not going to be able to use Delta Engrave. I'm not worried about that at all. Could be a Reborn card. It's looking like a Reborn card, right? No. Okay. Let's see. Smack for 25. We're going to pass turn. So now on his turn, we can filter through our deck for 2 field spells, and we have Treacherous. So we are set. We are absolutely set. He tries to Berserkion and target any of our monsters. He's going to pass. Okay, so we are going to use this. You want to be doing this regardless. Okay, well he's going to scoop. So you want to be, like, if they end their turn and don't do anything, you want to filter through your field spells regardless, because you want to get another search with Cruiser, maintain your advantage, filter through your deck, potentially draw Pulse. So if they play passively, that doesn't mean you have to play passively with this deck. Like, you want to filter through your field spells regardless of what they do. But you just want to have the option to chain to stuff. But if they just want to end their turn, then you just do it without fear. Just going to get into another duel here. I want to do at least one more after this, just to show you guys how well this plays. Again, that replay in the beginning, I just got that earlier, and I just blown away. I played through a Nishi, Shien, double dual wield. Absolutely ridiculous. Granted, he misplayed. He probably shouldn't have used the Nishi to begin with. But that was just lack of knowledge, and that's going to come. Whoops. So we opened the God Hand. I think it's the God Hand. So we're gonna just do this, right? Not quite the God Hand. This was like Hunter or Master. It would have been the God Hand. We want to do no. Just maintain our advantage. So we're gonna play over the Cruiser. Cruiser search. Grab the Master. Hunter's only good if you have another monster with it, otherwise Master's just the biggest, so it's the best to play on. We're going to pass. So what did he activate? Trick up the sleeve, so it could be most likely Dark Magician, considering it just came out. So he won't be able to special summon anything on his first turn, and we are just going to be able to outplay him. Rod, that's fine. Search Magician's Navigation. Cool, 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 cool. Here, what do we want to do? Now in this scenario, since we can't filter through 2, and it won't do us any good if we just get rid of the King Golem and place something else, really. I think we just want to keep our things. Thinking. No, I think we want... Yeah. No, we're not going to keep it. We want fodder for Pulse. And then we can play the Fortress over the Cruiser next turn, and then get another search for a monster. So I'm going to activate the Cruiser, and now our Pulse is live for when he summons 2 Dark Magicians, or whatever he summons. If he summons Knight's End Sorcerer, which I showed you guys in my last video, oh, well, we're going to draw another Cruiser, so that's done. I think he's just going to Navigation. Nope, okay. Not going to Navigation in the standby. That's cool. So I think I want to force it now. Yeah, I'm going to force it now by sending Cruiser to grave to target and destroy. And now Cruiser will search. Just force the navigation. Now we can deal with it with Pulse. See what he summons. If he summons Kaiku, it's not a problem, because we can just ties that bind over it. So DM. Kaiku from deck, maybe. If he's smart, maybe just another Dark Magician from deck. I don't know. Okay. It's another Dark Magician, so nothing to play around. He can't navigation the turn it's sent to grave. So we are going to add... we could add Dancer, and... So Dancer will boost him. We won't be able to activate King Golem, unfortunately. So I think I need to... Huh, this is unfortunate. Maybe just master again? No. I'm not a dancer. Might as well keep dancing. What's on a grave? I'm gonna get a draw on a discard. So I'm gonna activate the other cruiser. Almost summon Dancer. Gain 500 life. Draw a card, discard a card. See what I hit. Oh, got the King Golem. Booyah. Alright, so that'll do her. I'll return the cruiser to deck because we don't have any in the deck now. So we have 2 in the grave, 1 on the field. So that'll be there. Then activate this. I'm going to... Now you have the God Hand. Tie that binds. 3k Master. 18 Dancer. Gets over the rod. We're going to Triamid Pulse in the Armades attack. Target one other face-up card, destroy it. So banish 1, banish 2. Pop that. Yep, continuing to attack. This is a big brain deck. Our timer's going to go down a lot because we have to think a lot. And now on his turn, we have a Triamid activation, and we can filter through 2 field spells. So Cruiser will always be the go-between because the first one will get us to Cruiser, and then the next one will get us away from Cruiser to something else. And that's going to be the ball game. So it doesn't matter what he does. He has navigation and grave, but it won't make a difference. That is the power of this deck. So simple things like that, like thinning your deck and then drawing with Cruiser, can get you to where you need to be a lot of the times, more often than not. So always make sure to utilize your cards to the fullest of their potential. If you miss an effect, you're probably missing a game. So I'm glad I sat there and thought for a second so that I realized that I could Cruiser the one time, like even one time, something as small as that made all the difference. We're going to go second this turn. Wow, great hand. We're going to have Hunter and Master on the field. And once we play King Golem over Cruiser. Alright, well, he's dead. Cool. This isn't even fun. I'm playing another one after this. Like, this is not even fun. I want something interactive. Like, that's what this deck does. It interacts a lot. When you just do this, I'm just going to summon probably a Sphere Crew in his hand. Let's check real quick. Yeah, he's just like, oh, I got Sphere Crew, I'll be fine. Nah, son. I got double Armades. Schmackaroony. Alright. That doesn't count. That was a freebie. Let's check. Does he have... Watch him have triple Sphere Creebo. And he's just like, I'm fine. Mr. Hamtaro. Well, he had 1. Probably had it. Probably has 1 Sphere Creebo. That was Subterrors. Is that with Beatdown? That was on... That was Subterrors on Trudge. That didn't even register. I was just looking for Sphere Creebo. That's a yikes from me, dog. Cyrus Truesdale. This isn't a good sign. I don't want to play a meme. Meme decks just get blown out of the water. It's disgusting. Life point boost alpha with 23 cards. Here we go. Oh, well, we bricked, so that's fine. So we're going to summon Master. Set 2. Didn't open a field spell. 93% chance, but 7% still means it can happen. It's unfortunate, but hopefully we draw 1 off the top deck. We have a 9 out of 16 chance to see a field spell. So that is like a 55-ish % chance. Pretty good. Above a coin toss. He's just going to pass. So this is what happens when you play meme decks. You're allowed to just sit and do nothing. It doesn't even matter. We're just going to summon Hunter. Oh wait, no. He life point boost alpha. I thought that was game. Dang. 2k. This is another important benchmark to hit for potential brick games. Anyway. Kills both of our Triamid masters, then we have a pulse activation, which isn't nothing. It's something to use. It's going to set 1, set T set, good old T set. So now we can master effect. messed that up. It's supposed to send itself so that I could do it twice. Twas a mistake. Oh well. Don't matter. Don't matter. Oof. Alright, well, I'm misplaying all over the place because I'm just getting cocky and bored. So don't do that. Do not play like me. Always use Tie That Binds. Don't get lazy. Use all your cards and effects. So we misplayed that. So if we use Master's effect and then sent itself, we could have popped the back row, and then when we summon another monster, we would have had that master live again. So we could send the fortress, pop the other set, and then add back the master that we just used, and then attack, play through Sphere Grebo. So yeah, that would have been the optimal play. I saw it, but I just didn't do it, which kind of sucks. I'm getting Mithril. What is happening? That's fine. Tokens are actually kind of annoying, now that I think about it. Okay, well, we should win now. I'm going to send Fortress, activate Cruiser. Fortress will add Master from my graveyard hand. So Fortress it's definitely not a bad field spell. It helps you maintain advantage. Now we're going to Master, send the Cruiser, activate King Golem. See, that's what I'm saying. Cruiser is the go-between. You'll end on something. You don't want to end on Cruiser because you want to get Cruiser searched, so you want to be sending it. You want to be getting Cruiser with the first effect and then sending it with the second one. Add Dancer. Get the Dancer out of the deck. And now we're just going to Pulse for good measure. This effect now. Yes. Target one of the face or part of the field. Yes. Pop this. Doesn't matter. We have the game on board. We can Tie the Bind, speed over with Mythic Token. Send this. Pop that. Cool. I'll summon. Activate. Boosty boost. Cool. Play through a whole field. Tie the Binds. Turn off toggle so I'm not annoyed by my own pulse. Attack. Bang and game. So that's that. Very easy. Stall, burn, whatever. Very easy matchup. I misplayed and got lazy and I still blew him out of the water. So thanks guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. This is a little bit of a longer video. I just wanted to go in depth and play a lot of games with this deck so that you kind of got the hang of it, because it is very tough to grasp. As you can see, I'm still misplaying. I probably misplayed in one of the earlier games that I won. That's an important thing if you want to be a good player. Even if you win games, there are absolutely things that you could have done better. So wins don't mean you played perfectly. Just go back, analyze your wins as well as your losses. So on that note, I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.